All right, we're in Chelsea, and I'm going to go check out Barbara Kruger show. It's at David Zwirner Gallery. What is it, on 19th Street? So we're going to go check it out. It should be a cool show. I think it's like 3 spaces. And she was big in the 80s with the advertising and the media and text. And we'll see what she's up to. All right, let's go check it out.
The exhibit is going to have a major video installation from 2020 called No Comment. So it's right in the beginning here on the right. Let's go in there and check out her major video new work here. No Comment. Let's check it out.
Is it a woman? A misogyny?
Proceed 1.2 miles on Federation Road to Content. Left on Content 3 miles to Jersey Drive. Go right on Jersey 2.5 miles to Revenge.
But there's construction on Revenge. Stay on Jealousy.
You're wrong as usual. Proceed on French and make hard right on obstruction. Continue on obstruction until it ends in denial. Take the roundabout at denial.
But there's always traffic at Denial.
Stay on denial for 3 miles to Desire.
Why are we going in circles?
Because Desire ends in circles.
That was cool, right? A little snippet there of a kind of a avant-garde film. Memes and YouTube type of videos, right, with the cat. And here is what she is totally famous for, right? These collages and the white Futura font in bold with the red block around it. Totally iconic. This is what I was expecting to see. And here she retextualizes her older work into, I guess these are LED screens. So the images actually fit into different, in the museum, or make them larger, or different contexts. It's kind of cool. So like and subscribe if you like the content here. If you like when I go to like a gallery or something. And let me know in the comments below if I missed anything. Let me read the synopsis of the show so we can get some of the info from the show as we're looking at the images here. It says, this is from the David Zwirner gallery. They have a little synopsis. Kruger powerfully and directly engages with viewers through her distinctive visual language, utilizing images, text, and technology as tools of communication to reveal and question established power structures and social constructs. The exhibition will feature 9 large-scale video works and installations, as well as sound installations and vinyl wallpaper that not only reaffirm the cultural prominence of Kruger's iconic visual language, but reveal the radical inventiveness and lasting relevance of her incisive work with pictures and words. All right. It says here, a number of the works on view reconfigure in new digital formats some of the most well-known examples from Kruger's oeuvre, transforming these previously static images into dynamic video works that engage with the visual paradigm of the current moment. Is she mocking the Supreme clothing store that copied her art for their logo? They're supposed to be about rebellion and streetwear, but they actually just kind of ripped off her imagery. Is she mocking them in that work? In 2019, the artist began creating a series of animated replays, each one augmented with striking sound effects, in which she translates her iconic paste-up collages from the 1980s to this new format. All right, so she's taking some of her older works. They're fitting into the new environment here from the 80s. They can be updated very easily. They're saying the 5 Kruger's works that she plays with, Untitled, I Shop Therefore I Am, Your Body's a Battleground, Admit Nothing, Blame Everyone, Be Bitter, Our Leader, and Remember Me. Also featured will be Pledge, Will, and Vow, currently included in the 59th Venice Biennial. Here, like all this stuff here is like familiar. This is what I'm familiar with. I had read her book in the 90s, Remote Control. I love the title, and I love some of the quotes she had in there. It was kind of clever and witty. So I thought this show would be kind of entertaining to walk through. It would be engaging. Her main idea is direct address. So she directly addresses the viewer. It's not like a something that's boring or, I mean, she's coming right at you. It's right in your face, kind of. We got a little Wonder Woman action here, right? For you comic book fans out there. Right? She's holding it up, and she was iconic for feminism, right, in the 70s. What's her name wrote a big article about it? Was it Susan Sontag? Wrote a huge article about her. A lot of the stuff is like magazine art, is now TV art, YouTube, addressing the viewer directly. So it fits into our current modern world very well, right? Taking some of these images here, and they added some sound. And we got a little Paris Hilton action here, right? 100% natural. So a lot of the stuff is like, mocking or tongue-in-cheek. But I don't know how rebellious the spirit of her voice is anymore. Her narrative or her perspective has like maybe a punk rock ethos or a subversive underground perspective and tongue-in-cheek, some of the quotes. But that subversive viewpoint is now mainstream, no? Don't! Environmental politics, identity politics, that kind of stuff is mainstream now. No, it's the establishment. It is the norm. So the actual rebellion or the like here, she's mocking the wedding vows or an allegiance to your country, or kind of mocking that from a 70s kind of perspective to take down those institutions. But this perspective is somewhat the mainstream now, no? She is now the establishment, her viewpoint. So actually, we're going to see something here with Roe v. Wade, abortion. Roe v. Wade lasted 50 years. So by definition, it was the establishment. It was the rule of law. It was the mainstream. Overturning it is actually rebellion, is the rebel, is the underground, is the subversive, like punk ethos now. Like punk is now mainstream. Here she's mocking maybe wedding vows or all the institutions of your society and social constructs. It's kind of the viewpoint is a little bit maybe dated, right? Because now it's not so underground or rebellious. But I like the technology and the mixing of texts and the magazine fonts and taking someone that started out in advertising. She was in advertising and she applied her craft to now the fine arts, which I think is the best part of this work here is the craftsmanship, like the design and the text and the fonts. It's well done, actually, and it holds up really well into the newer mediums that we have now, right? Like YouTube and social media. Like her stuff is gonna visually last. It can become memes or be around and go viral. Like currently, it's gonna smoothly transition into the modern technology and the modern social media. Here she's Pledge of Allegiance. She's switching out words that what it could be, your Pledge of Allegiance, in like somewhat of a mocking tone. But this mocking tone is now these, burning flags and stuff like that, I think is now the norm. And now the president, Biden enforces a lot of this stuff, no? Like this is his perspective. This is the mainstream. This mocking tone of this. To be rebellious is to actually take this spirit here, the allegiance to the country, to believe in spirit, to believe in institutions of marriage, would be the rebellious spirit now. I wonder what she would think of that things have flipped, or she wouldn't agree. I don't know. I thought I would just show her, switching out all the words and how it changes the context and the meaning and the tone of it. So I know it's taking a little bit long. I don't want you guys to get, but I wanted to show some of the parts of the exhibit. The next one is the really, I can see it from here, is the lot of iconic imagery. The next room. She took all 3 of these gallery spaces here. She took up this whole... This next room here is the stuff that's really iconic, that's famous, and that she retextualized it into the modern era on an LED screen. So the stuff translates really well, like, into the modern era. And I like the stuff here that is a little more ambiguous. I think sometimes, she's really to the left. So a lot of the times it'll be distinctively that perspective of, like, the 70s leftist point of view. But if it's more ambiguous, like some of these things here, admit nothing, blame anyone, be bitter. The more ambiguous stuff, I think, really, can go long term. But I think maybe some of the stuff that's really, really, maybe too much on the nose to the left, like there's an abortion one in here, isn't there? But most of them really are... right, the ambiguity can be either left or right. Like our leader currently is a lefty. But I know she's very left of center. A little puzzle coming together. Look how she retextualized this older work. It's really cool. It's really interesting stuff to look at, right? And I think it really holds up well. I guess good design is good design, and her craftsmanship in advertising and marketing. Oh, this is the one here. This seems to have more of a 70s feminist perspective, but if Roe v. Wade was law for the past 50 years, then it was the mainstream. It was, by definition, mainstream. And the people who just overturned it recently are actually the rebellion, which is somewhat interesting. But she was saying people should have expected. I read an interview with her, with Barbara Kruger. People should have expected this was coming, and they should have prepared. They're kind of funny and witty, too, at the same time. But places that she's holding her gallery, like New York or L.A., Roe v. Wade, what difference is it going to have there? Right now it's 20 weeks, and now it's overturned. It's going to go more. It's going to go to 32 weeks in New York and L.A., so it's going to go more left. It's not going to go more restrictive. Here's her books here. You want to pick up one of her books? But the book I read was Remote Control, which is really good.
All right. That was Barbara Kruger. That was really cool, man. Really interesting and kind of always witty and kind of clever. Irrelevant of her politics or part of the culture war right now. I don't know how well people want to see that stuff. But she was kind of cool. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything. Check out my other videos. And let me know if you want me to go to another gallery or something. I'll go check it out. All right, I'll see you guys next time.